let us see how to find the thickness of a thin wire by forming interference fringes using air wedge arrangement. The apparatus that are required for this are a sodium vapor lamp, condensing lens, an air wedge trough which consists of a plain glass plate kept at 45 degrees to the horizontal, two optically plain glass plates fixed at one end by a rubber band, and the other side we have the thin wire, the thickness of which we have to measure. You can see this is a very thin wire. It can be placed at some distance from the rubber band. This has to be placed inside the trough like this. And it has already been placed here as shown. So what happens now is light from the sodium vapor lamp falls on the condensing lens, and then it falls on the plate, glass plate, which is kept at 45 degrees to the horizontal. Then it will fall normally on the air wedge plates. So since there is a small wedge of air created by the small wire, there is a reflection that takes place at the top surface of the bottom plate. So the reflected rays interfere with each other and an interference pattern is going to be formed. This interference pattern can be recorded using this traveling microscope. When you view through this microscope, we can see the fringe pattern. And to find out the fringe width, we use the horizontal arrangement of the traveling microscope. As you can see, there is a main screw. I have already mentioned in the traveling microscope, if you loosen the main screw, this will move freely, and if we tighten the main screw, the fine adjustment will work. The formula used here is thickness of the given wire T is lambda into L by 2 beta meters. T is thickness of the given wire in meters. Lambda is the wavelength of the sodium light what we are using, that is 5893 into 10 power minus 10 meters. And L is the distance of the wire from the edge of contact. We will see now what is the edge of contact. And beta is the fringe width or the bandwidth which we are going to calculate in meters. You can see now this is the actual appearance of the optically plain glass plates in which we have placed the wire at the right end. That is, when viewed with naked eye, you can see the left end is like this. You have the rubber band and this is the edge of contact, and this is the left end. We have the wire placed at the right end. You can see this is the wire, and in between the two we have a small wedge of air. This is the actual appearance with the naked eye. But when viewed through the microscope, we will get an inverted image. So it looks like this. So what we saw in the left end with naked eye will now turn out to be in the right side when we view. So you can see this is the rubber band what we have seen with naked eye. Now this becomes the edge of contact. This becomes the edge of contact, and we have to coincide the cross wire of the microscope with this edge of contact, and this reading will be R1. Along the edge of contact, that reading will be R1 after proper focusing. And in the left end we have the wire, that is R2. When we coincide the cross wire with the wire, that reading becomes R2. So we now see that we have got an inverted image. What was on the left has come to right, and what was on the right has come to the left. So we also have interference fringes formed after this. Now you can also see some pattern on the right side here, some interference pattern, but this is not the correct one. It is not formed by the wire. Since you have a small gap after the rubber band on the left as seen here, those fringes appear here on the right. So this is an artificial pattern. You should not see this side. So edge of contact R1, note down the reading as usual as you see in a travelling microscope. Only thing here, you have to see the horizontal readings on the horizontal scale by working the fine adjustment screw. So after recording the edge of contact, record some arbitrary dark fringe as N. You can see here this is N. Take the reading for some arbitrary fringe. Name it as N. Take the reading for that. Then the next fifth fringe you have to take the reading. That is N plus 1, N plus 2, N plus 3, N plus 4, N plus 5. Coincide the cross wire with this, then take the reading. Continue like this. Now as you continue like this, the fringe pattern may not be clear because the light may not be falling completely on that path. So for this, what you have to do is, don't panic. You slightly move the condensing lens in the direction in which you want to have the light. So as you move the condensing lens laterally like this, the fringes will appear to be clear. Don't move any other part of the arrangement. If you move, the whole arrangement will get disturbed. It will not be correct. Don't fall on the instrument also. You only have to move the condensing lens laterally and keep recording the readings for successive 5 fringes. Like this, record up to the 50th fringe. After N plus 50, loosen the main screw because the wire will be very far away. Loosen the main screw. Up to this you would have used only the fine adjustment. Now to move towards the wire, loosen the fine adjustment. Also move the condensing lens towards the wire. Move very close to the wire. Fix it. Fix the main screw. Then use the fine adjustment screw, that is this, and correctly coincide with the wire. This reading will be R2. Do the whole readings in one shot. That is, first edge of contact, then N, then N plus 5, N plus 10, etc. up to N plus 50. Then finally end with R2. Let us see the least count of the travelling microscope. As mentioned earlier, in Young's modulus experiment, 1 centimeter is 20 divisions, or 1 division is 0.05 centimeters. Value of 1 MSD is 0.05 centimeters. So total number of divisions on the 1 year is 50. So least count is value of 1 MSD by total number of divisions on the 1 year, which is 0.0 by 50, and that is 0.001 centimeters. So the least count of a travelling microscope is 0.001 centimeters. Let us now see how to record the readings. So along edge of contact R1 I have shown you already. So we have to record it in this place. So this is a sample reading. Main scale, 1 year coincidence, and total reading. This is already described in travelling microscope video. So after this, don't go to the wire. We can record the readings for the fringes. So order of the fringe, any arbitrary fringe, you mark it as n, as I have already shown you. So main scale reading, then 1 year coincidence. Then n plus 5th reading, n plus 10 and up to n plus 50. Note that the readings will either keep on increasing or keep on decreasing. You have to move only in one direction. It cannot suddenly increase and suddenly decrease. So here you can see 4.5, 55, 4.60, 657. So there is a continuous increase in the reading. So verify that when you do the experiment itself. So after completing the n plus 50th fringe, record the reading for the wire as already told in the previous tabulation as shown. Here you can see along the wire the main scale reading and 1 year coincidence. So finish our experiment in one shot. Edge of contact R1, then fringes from n to n plus 50, then move to the wire as I have indicated already. So the length of the wire or distance of the wire from the edge of contact will be difference between the two readings R1 and R2, which can be computed as shown. Now to find the fringe width, as you have done in Young's modulus, we need the width of 25 fringes here. So the n plus 25th reading minus the n plus 5th reading, the difference between the two, that is n plus 25th and n reading and nth reading, if you take the difference, you will get width of 25 fringes. Similarly, n plus 30th and then n plus 5th, n plus 25 minus n or difference n will give you the width of 25 fringes. N plus 30 minus n plus 5 will give you for again 25 fringes. Similarly, 35 and 10, 40 and 15, 45 and 20, 50 and 25. So when you do the calculations, you will get width of 25 fringes. From this, compute the width of one fringe and then take the average of these. When you are taking the average, leave out a reading which is totally different from the others. For example, here you are seeing 0.3, which is totally different from 0.1. Put an into mark on the reading which is totally different from the other readings and take average of the other readings, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 readings you can take average and write the mean fringe width. So we have the mean fringe width and we also have the distance of the wire from the edge of contact. So after we substitute lambda of sodium vapor lamp, the thickness of the wire T is lambda L by 2 beta. So substitute all the values and the thickness or the diameter of the wire turns out to be 0.9603 into 10 power minus 4 meters or 0.09 into 10 power minus 3 meters. So we have determined the thickness of the given wire using the interference pattern obtained by setting up the air wedge arrangement. Let us now look at how we actually move the fine adjustment when we do the experiment. I have now fixed the microscope at the position of edge of contact. So approximately I have fitted it now, keeping the condensing lens in the appropriate position so that the fringes are clear. As indicated earlier, I have kept it near the edge of contact. So once you place it near the edge of contact, tighten the main screw here. Now work the fine adjustment by looking through the microscope and keep it correctly in along the edge of contact. Keep the vertical cross wire along the edge of contact correctly by working this fine adjustment screw. Now this reading can be recorded in the tabulation pointed as R1. Then take the reading in the horizontal scale by using the lens. After noting this down, again work the fine adjustment screw by looking through the microscope and fix it in some dark fringe. So once you fix it, again take a reading in the horizontal scale, that is main scale and vernier coincidence. After that, looking through the microscope, now we are on the N, then count the fringes as they move by working the fine adjustment here. So now it is in the nth fringe. You work this, you go to n plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you coincide with the n plus 5th fringe, stop this, again take the reading. Like this, continue up to n plus 50th fringe. As I told you, you have to move the condensing lens laterally in case the fringe is not clear. This has to be moved laterally in case fringe is not clear. Don't touch any part of the instrument. Then we have to focus the wire. Loosen the main screw. Move towards the wire. You can see with naked eye itself, the position of the wire and the microscope must be close to each other. With naked eye itself, you can actually set it in an approximate position, arrange the condensing lens so that light falls on the wire, then view through the microscope and move freely. Again, see that the light falls on the wire. Now I am close to the wire, so tighten the main screw, coincide the cross wire with the wire, and then take the reading. This reading has to be taken as R2. So we have completed the whole experiment in one shot. And compute the value of thickness of the wire. You can see now in this photograph how the fringe pattern looks like. The center dark portion represents the rubber band. You can see two edges for the rubber band. But as told earlier, the left hand side is the correct edge of the rubber band because we get an inverted image. The cross wire has been already coincided with the edge of contact. The fringes what you see on the left hand side is the correct one. The right hand side fringes are artificial because of the small gap beyond the rubber band, which I have already told you. So this reading represents R1. After taking the reading for R1, coincide the cross wire with any arbitrary dark fringe to the left hand side of the rubber band edge of contact. This will be the reading corresponding to N. After taking the reading for N, count 5 fringes, that is N plus 1, N plus 2, N plus 3, N plus 4, N plus 5. Coincide the cross wire with that dark fringe and take the reading. Like this, continue up to N plus 50 fringes by coinciding every successive 5th fringe with the cross wire by adjusting the condensing lens laterally. Now let us see the reading corresponding to R2. That is the reading when we have to coincide the wire with the cross wire. This photograph shows that particular reading, that is R2. For clarity, the wire has not been coincided here with the cross wire exactly, just to differentiate. But when you do the experiment, you have to exactly coincide the wire with the cross wire. So this reading will correspond to R2. This has to be done after completing the readings for N plus 50 fringes.